They had lunch at Penelope's diner that afternoon and talked so much they stayed for dinner too. In the evening, they decided to walk along the ocean again. Conversation. It was a full moon and there was a warm breeze blowing on them. It was somewhat intense, but invigorated the sky. But invigorating. The sky was full of stars. Look at the Big Dipper tonight. I see it. You can see it. Can you feel it? Yeah, so can I. Remember this moment. We are both looking at the Big Dipper, admiring its beauty. If at some point in the future we are torn apart, the Big Dipper, as you are looking at it, will take on a new meaning and significance. Don't even speculate that we would ever be torn apart. Let's see to it that it never happens. I want to always look at the Big Dipper with a feeling of unbridled joy, mirth, and love, and never a feeling of profound heartbreak. I couldn't agree more. What do you think of the fate of mankind is? Let's face it, we're screwed. There's too many problems in the world. This planet is not going to survive too far into the future. No, we're not going to survive too far into the future. No, we're not going to survive that far into the future. There's an asteroid currently on a collision course with the Earth. You'll be here in 7 years. How do you know this? As a hobby, I have been practicing astronomy for my home. I've devised a telescope more powerful than the Webb telescope at NASA. I've spotted an asteroid in the asteroid belt that is on its way here. Also, I've performed all the necessary calculations, factoring in gravitational forces among planets and other stellar objects, and have concluded with almost complete certainty. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That the asteroid is going to strike the Earth in 7 years. That's devastating. Yeah. Have you informed anybody other than me about it? No, there's really nothing that can be done about it. That is, nothing anybody else can do about it. There is something we can do about it. We need to get in touch with the denizens of the underground. They are a Type 3 civilization, with the capabilities to harness the power of the entire Milky Way galaxy. That's how they can so easily travel from planet to planet in the Milky Way galaxy and assimilate and survive on each planet. Thanks for joining me. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's good. We must contact them. For now, let's just enjoy the adrenaline rush of living on a doomed planet. Another option would be to just stay here on Earth. I would like to make love to you at the very moment the asteroid hits the Earth. I find it very romantic to die in the arms of your lover. As romantic as that is, I want to live on to the future and make love on other planets. Okay, then we must contact the underground denizens. We could do that soon. For now, let's just enjoy the afternoon. Let's just enjoy the evening. Yeah, let's just enjoy the evening. Mike and Winona walked along the ocean that evening. They had a wonderful evening. They got up the next morning to take a walk along the ocean. It was beautiful and breezy that morning, under a blue sky. It's fortunate for us that we can migrate to another planet, but what about everybody else? They're wandering around not even knowing that they're on a doomed planet. Yeah, it's quite a dire situation. I wish there was something we'd do for them. I wish that too. Should we tell people that they are doomed? I've been thinking about that for a while. If you only had 7 years on this planet before it was struck by an asteroid, would you want to know? That's a deep question. They say that ignorance is bliss, but knowledge is power. In this case, however, there is nothing they can do about the imminent asteroid strike. All things considered, however, I think I would want to know. So would I. The next question I have pertains to our future. Would you rather we made love at the moment that the asteroid strikes the Earth, or travel to another planet before that happens? I find the idea of making love with you at the moment of impact very romantic, but also terrifying. I might want to consider going with you to another planet. But if we make love at the moment of impact here on Earth, we will burn in the immortal fire of passion, and our souls will be transported to an ideal realm of existence. Oh, yeah. Do you know that for a fact? Yes, I do know that. Let's think it over before deciding. For now, let's just walk around and enjoy the morning. Yeah, sure. They walked along the ocean and had a wonderful morning. That afternoon, they decided to drive back to Park Ridge, Illinois. How would you like to drive back to my town of Park Ridge, Illinois? Sure. Okay, let's go. They got into the car and started driving east. The sights surrounding them in the arid desert were both serene and foreboding. Cactus trees and rusty colors seemed allegorical of a birth, death, rebirth cycle. There's nothing like the desert. There's no place on earth like the American desert. I agree, it's both serene and foreboding. When I'm in the desert, I feel confronted by the imminence of death and the promise of rebirth. Me too. Your flowing dark hair looks gorgeous today. Thanks, it's so sad. What is? The fact that the Earth will be struck by an asteroid in 7 years? I agree. Is there anything that can be done about it? There is something that I didn't mention. There is? Yes. Let me start, however, by letting you know that if nothing is done, there's about a 70% chance that the Earth will be struck by an asteroid in 7 years. We could just wait it out and hope that it doesn't happen, but it probably will. What we can do if an asteroid is approaching the Earth is fire nuclear weapons at it in space. That's good to know. First, I would have to tell NASA about it. Don't they already know? No. Only I know. I've been making observations of it and with a telescope that is more powerful than any of NASA's telescopes. I factored in gravitational effects and have come to the conclusion that the asteroid is on its way to Earth. Part of me thought it would be romantic to just let it happen and make love to you as it happens. I agree, that is romantic. What do you want to do? I'm not sure yet. Let's just keep driving to Parkers, Illinois for now. We can try to decide by the time we get there. Okay, sure. They continue to drive down Route 66. They had a wonderful afternoon. The evening arrived and they stopped at a campground in Nevada to camp out. They walked around the campground and had conversations about the Earth's possible imminent demise, along with more uplifting topics. They had a wonderful evening. In a parallel narrative to this story, the denizens of the underground are meeting that evening at the Space Needle in Seattle. The denizens are also privy to the fact that there's an asteroid on its way to Earth and will strike it in 7 years. In their telepathic communications, they agree that they wanted to find some of the most beautiful women on Earth and mate with them to fulfill this. They shall first murder the husbands and boyfriends of any of these women that have them, and subsequently pursue these women. They decided to start with Seattle. There's a man named Ned Henderson who works as an interior design consultant at a company in downtown Seattle called Modern Homes. He has a beautiful wife named Bernice that they would like to mate with and bring to a newly discovered planet in the Andromeda Galaxy. Ned is sitting at his desk the next morning, working on a new design. As he is staring blankly at his computer and trying to get inspired, the door to his office opens of its own volition. A large, levitating knife is moving toward him. The door to his office slams shut, and the blade of the knife is thrusting back and forth a few centimeters from his face. It is the denizens. They have telekinetically sent this knife to do their bidding. They have imbued this knife with alien sentience and the powers of propagation. As this knife is thrusting back and forth in front of his face, Ned imagines his whole life passing before his eyes. In one moment, he can envision every moment of his life, the good and the bad, juxtaposed in one moment. Suddenly, the knife starts stabbing into his left eye, covering it out of his eye socket and leaving it dangling from its optic nerve like a Christmas ornament. This compromised position of his left eye affords him an unusual perspective from which to view objects. His right eye, which is still in its socket, is observing the blood that is spurting out of his left eye socket. He gets up from his desk and gets bewildered stares in the hallway from some of the employees there. He drops to the floor, screaming in agony, "Ah!" and fighting for his life. Meanwhile, on that beautiful morning, Mike and Winona are walking along the ocean in San Francisco. Mike looks into Winona's loving eyes with the most heartfelt of human passion and love in his eyes as he leans in to kiss her. "I love you. I love you too. Let's walk along the ocean and enjoy the morning. Sure. Mike and Winona continued to walk along the ocean. They had a wonderful morning. Meanwhile, back at Ned's office, Ned managed to get up off his floor. His left eyeball is still dangling by its optic nerve from his left eye socket, giving him a unique visual perspective, not unlike a shifting camera in a movie. With his right eye, he looks out the office window, and in contemplation of his brutal morning, he sees one of the denizens helping a beautiful woman into a green Corvette. Upon closer inspection, he sees that it is his wife, Bernice, that is helping him into his car. He had apparently seduced her. Drive off in the morning. Ned runs out of the office with his left eyeball flopping all over the place to try to catch them. When he gets there, they're gone. He's so distraught, he decides to stop in the coffee shop to ponder the situation. He goes into Penelope's diner and sits down at the table. In a booth across from him, he sees Mike and Winona talking and smooching. He looks at Mike to speak to him. Excuse me. Oh, hey, Cyclops. Don't call him Cyclops. The poor guy has his left eye pulled out of its socket, and it's dangling by its optic nerve like a Christmas ornament. Yeah, Christmas is several months away. They took my wife. Who took your wife? Those hideous gray creatures? Do they have huge, light gray, protruding eyes and dress in black robes? Yeah. It's the denizens of the underground. All of a sudden, a levitating knife propagates into the coffee shop through the front door. It then proceeds to viciously stab Ned in the back. Blood spurting out of him profusely like a volcanic eruption. The situation is so traumatic for Ned, he starts laughing hysterically. In a delirious state? It's a human defense mechanism. They all look out of the window and see the denizen with Ned's wife. They're on the sidewalk a few feet away from the coffee shop. Front window. They both look at Ned and start laughing. I'm gonna fucking kill them. Mike and Winona wrap some gauze around Ned's back to stop the bleeding. Ned runs out of the coffee shop in an attempt to catch the denizen and his wife. They're gone. After a minute, so too is Ned. These denizens must be after people's wives. Yeah. Winona. When I look deep into your eyes, I am suddenly transported to realms of unmitigated pleasures, so profound that they transcend any physical pleasures that could be had on earth. These pleasures are further heightened by the discovery of absolute truth and the fulfillment of the destiny to be together eternally with you. I feel the same way. Just take a walk around town and enjoy the rest of the afternoon, the rest of the morning and the afternoon, sure. Mike and Winona walked around town for the rest of the morning, and they had a wonderful afternoon. They had a wonderful afternoon. The next morning, they decided to go to the Penelope's diner for breakfast. Again. They got a table by the window. Before they place their orders, something gruesome happens on the sidewalk in front of Penelope's diner that attracts their attention. It is Ned. He is being attacked by levitating knives coming at him in every direction. He is desperately jumping around, trying to avoid being sliced up by the knives that have been telekinetically sent to him, sent by the denizens, by the underground denizens to do their bidding. Both of his eyes have been removed from their sockets and would be flailing around wildly by their optic nerves if Ned didn't have them held up in his hand so he could see. Some of the knives made contact with his skin and gouged away at his flesh like there was no tomorrow. And some missed. He seemed to be in an awful lot of physical pain, but was curiously not dead yet. Mike continued to watch him get viciously assaulted by knives and run away. Wow, yeah, that was something. They ate their breakfast and went out to take a walk. It was a beautiful morning. Your beauty transcends any possible. Your physical beauty is made more beautiful by a transcendent soul that illuminates it from within. To be with you is to have my soul transported to realms of love where the only feelings are of love. I love you too. Let's take a walk around town and enjoy the morning. Sure. Mike and Winona took a walk around town. They had a wonderful morning. Oh, we got Marietta Rodriguez and Sierra. Thanks for joining me. Thanks. Thanks for hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you tune in to my next live performance. Bye. I'll see you.